Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Miss B on the Move. I am Miss B, that's Brenda, and I'm glad to have you here engaging with my video, watching, supporting. I am truly grateful. And this is an episode of the series Weekly Recap. It's me compiling videos from my week, like what I was up to that week and whatnot, etc. etc. So this particular week started with me and my sister in frame going to Thika because I had a meeting in Thika, and I decided to visit a friend who stays in Thika, who has a chicken business that me and Sis are partnering with him on. So we wanted to see where he has a business, how it's going, and also I think I wanted to visit him, So this was us arriving at the area in Thika where he stays, and then he proceeded to show us the chicken coop. He had just gotten these chicks the day before. Like they were, I think, 2 days old chicks, and you can see how energetic they are, how happy they are about the space they're in, just running around and everything. And then as you can see in the layout, he has feeding trays at the bottom. They're sort of making a rectangle, and they are a bit small because these chicks are tiny, so they have to get feeding trays that are low, like literally close to the ground. And because of that, unfortunately, their food gets dirty often because they're always running into the feeding trays and whatnot. At the center, that big metal thing that looks like an UFO, now that I'm actually thinking about it, that's a J-core. So he uses that to provide heat in the coop. That's early in the morning and then late at night. And then at the corners, he has also placed bulbs hanging. These are also to supplement in the heat. And then randomly, he placed water jerry cans where the chicks can drink water from. So as per what he told us, depending on the breed of chicks that a person gets, from 1 month old, they're supposed to be ready for sale. And I think that's when they get to a minimum of 1 kg in weight. So it was a pretty exciting thing to see them when they're this tiny before they start growing. And then, you know how chicks look, they're so cute. And then he also told us about the preparations he makes for this coop and everything, and then how he sells them, etc. etc. So it was a pretty interesting visit. I'm so glad I got to see it. At least we've been talking about it for long, and finally we saw it. And then later we had to leave because the time for my meeting was really like close. So we had to leave so that I could go to the meeting, and then Sis went back home. My meeting was at the Mount Kenya University, the main branch, which is in Thika, and I was meeting with a potential partner for the Cape Destination Discoveries Company, the tour company. So yeah, I was supposed to meet a potential partner, discuss how we can get into a partnership, etc. etc. And here I had to leave my ID because I was a guest, I wasn't a student. I had to leave my ID, and then I proceeded to the office where we discussed a way forward or potential ways to partner. And then I even left with a gift apparently. So it was a great meeting. That's all I can say about it. And it was a very, very hot day. I think you can tell this was before the rains that just destroyed property recently, which is so unfortunate. But yeah, after that I think I just went straight home because it was a very hot day. On a different day, I was indoors, thank God, because it was a very hot day, and I decided it will be like sort of maintenance day, where basically I was just cleaning out my piercings, I was cleaning out my earrings, and I'm starting to realize this is not common for many people, like regularly cleaning their piercings and their earrings. I recently read, I think it was on TikTok. I saw a video of a lady's earrings, of a child's earrings, and the parent was sort of moving it around, and it had some thick black dirt on it. It had literally formed a ball around the earring. This clearly shows that they weren't cleaning her piercings. They weren't even changing it often, and it's so sad. Anyway, it was shocking. So I normally use spirit. To clean my piercings with a cotton swab, to clean my piercings, and then to clean the earrings, and then I use a toothpick so that I can get the very tiny spaces that are between the earrings. I don't know, depending on the earrings that you have. Some have some, I don't know, some crevices here and there, some depressions and whatnot. So I use a toothpick and then wrap a really thin wet cotton around it, and then use it to wipe those areas. Like, I feel super great and relieved after I've cleaned my earrings and my piercings. I don't know, I was just shocked that people don't do this often, but anyhow. After this, I went ahead to also do my hair. So I just sprayed water on it to give it some moisture. Then I applied some oil on my head. I think I didn't have anyone to do it on this day, so I had to do everything by myself. And I was watching some comedy because I can see myself just laughing. But anyway, so after I had cleaned my hair, I wrapped it in a satin scarf. And then after that, I had some shoes that I needed to get the laces on and stuff. So I did that, and it so turns out that this particular day was my sister's birthday also. And for her birthday, a friend of hers visited her with a gift. It was a surprise. I didn't even know it. It's not like we had pre-planned or anything. So the friend visited her to surprise her with a gift for her birthday, and I had planned with her hubby to surprise her later, but she didn't know about that, obviously. So after the friend came and they unwrapped the gift and everything, which was so pretty, she got her a really pretty bag. And then later in the evening, I had to inform her because she really didn't, she wasn't going to get out of the house unless I just told her what was happening. So I had to inform her that we had dinner plans, and also I had to consult her on where she wanted to go for dinner. So yeah, I don't know if that ruined the surprise or not, but either way, she was happy to just step out to have the plans go as she would like, instead of us surprising her with things she would not appreciate as much. After I let her know of the evening plans, while she was preparing some pancakes for breakfast, well, we all got dressed and then we headed out later in the night to have dinner. So we went to Shuja Mall. There's a really nice restaurant there. It's called Golden Star. We just recently found out about the restaurant. That's where we were for New Year's actually. And it's a pretty quiet place, very it has the cool jazzy vibes, and I just like that. And so that's where we went for dinner, and we went with the kids, and it was a pretty chill time. Like, we had fun just being outside. It was a Friday night, so we were happy to be outside on a Friday night, just having a slow evening, eating, enjoying each other's company, and mostly celebrating my sister and her life and her beautiful work in bringing up her kids, being a family woman, and being a lovely sister to me and my younger brother. So that's our firstborn, yeah. And we had a great time, and then we went back to the house later in the day. Fast forward to Saturday, I had to go to the salon. I really wanted to get my hair done. It felt like it had enough. I just wanted to get my hair done. I had missed seeing how I looked when my hair was like retouched and whatnot. And so I found this new place I was trying out, which is very close to the house. So I just walked there, did a walk-in, and then they did my hair. I was hoping that they do a great job so that I'd be going there regularly instead of still looking for a loctician. Honestly, they did do a good job. I will not lie, they did a good job. However, I'm realizing as days go by that my scalp is getting tender or has become tender. So any light work on my scalp, I was in discomfort, especially after they were doing the styles, like the cornrow styles after doing the retouch. So the retouch for me is not an issue. Like when they're doing the thingy with the needle, it's not an issue if we leave it at that. But they suggested that I needed to do the styling, that's the cornrows or whatever the style I'd prefer, so that the locks would lock or something along those lines. And I agreed because, you know, I feel like they are professionals in what they're doing, and I'm new to this locks journey, so I agreed. But my scalp was in pain for like 2 days after this. I had to undo them earlier than I thought I would, but generally they did serve me well. And I did like what they did. I did like their work, but in all honesty, I'm still looking for a loctician. I'm still looking for a loctician. Yeah, and then later in the day we had a baby shower to attend at my cousin's place. So I rushed back home, we got dressed, prepared, and then we headed out to go to where the baby shower was supposed to be held.
The heat.
I don't need to.
It's so hot.
Yes.
It's so hot.
Yes, it's so hot over here. We don't want to still.
Now when you miss sweat.
Now I'm.
Yeah, I miss sweat.
That's what I do. It's what? I'm going to be gonna
The baby shower was supposed to be like a very intimate thing for just close family and friends, and it was for my, how do I say it? So, my cousin's husband's cousin. So basically, in-laws. Yeah. So it was for her in-law. She was, I think, 7 months. I think she was 7 months in, and we were surprising her. She had totally no idea about this. It had coincided with my nephew's, that's my cousin's son. It had coincided with his birthday, so we told her she's coming for a birthday instead, and that was how we were able to get her out of the house. Otherwise, she was just so tired, and she wouldn't have come. And so I think we got there a bit early because we had to help with the decorations. And my when I tell you, I ran out of air just from blowing balloons. Anyway, the event went so well. The lady arrived a bit later, confused, but at the end she was very happy and glad. And then we just spent time together. I think we always looking forward to these things that just bring us together, you know, just being each other's presence. You don't have to be loud, you don't have to be, you know, nothing, there's no fireworks and stuff like that, but just being together, seeing each other doing well, healthy, seeing the kids playing. So I was glad for that break, or that reason to just be outside of the house and with family. And the event went well. We ended up celebrating the birthday, which was not in the plans. So my nephew decided, since we were all in the house, I mean, why not celebrate him as well? So we had to get cake for him and sing for him, so he could celebrate and share with his other cousins and friends. And it was a great day.
So I am going from my cousin's house where the baby shower is, and I'm headed to meet my dad because he needs the car on the very day that we're also using the car. So I have to drive the car to him. He needs to run some errands. His car got a minor accident. I think it's at the garage. So yeah, I'm taking the car to him, and then he'll drop me back. And then I think we'll figure out how to get to the house from the party later.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is my weekly recap. So there was a lot of celebrating happening. We are grateful for life. We are grateful for even lives that are yet to be, brought into the world. and we are grateful for family and love and unity. And I appreciate you for coming this far in the video. Please look forward to more content. Feel free to scroll through my previous content and engage. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.